everyone. In the previous class, we were discussing life cycle models. In the life cycle models, we have covered ETVX model, that is entry task verification exit model, waterfall model, prototyping model, and rapid application models. Total 3 models we have covered in the previous class. In today's class, we will start with the spiral or iterative model. The spiral or iterative model follows a process in which the requirements gathering, design, coding and testing are iteratively till all the requirements are met. This diagram shows the spiral model and the phases involved in the model are denoted in the table. The only conclusion that can be made is at what phase each of the requirements is in. If a defect is produced in any phase of a given requirement, it may cause that requirement to an earlier phase. This model enables incremental development. Requirements are added to it dynamically. It also enables increments to be sent to the customer for approval. Customers' approvals are obtained at regular intervals, thereby reducing the risk of finding major defects at a later point of time in a product. According to the spiral model diagram, each requirement is spiraling outwards through different phases as the entire project evolves. See here, in the spiral model, we can go at any phase to at any time. Therefore, it takes much time compared to the waterfall model as well as rapid application development model. Here we can go at any phase at any time. That's why it requires more time to complete a project. The next one is phases of testing for different development process. Before moving to the next model, let's study what are the phases of testing in a development process. You can see the diagram. In this diagram, it describes the different types of testing that apply to each of the tests. The testing phase is divided into different sub-steps called acceptance testing, system testing, integration testing, component testing and unit testing. To begin with, for overall business requirements, eventually whatever software is developed should fit into and work in this overall context and should be accepted by the end users in their environment. This testing is called as acceptance testing. Before the product is deployed in customer's environment, the product vendor should test the entire product to make sure that all the software requirements are satisfied by the product that is developed. This testing of the entire software system is called as system testing. High-level design views make the system interoperating and integrated subsystems. The individual subsystems should be integrated and tested together. This testing of high-level design is called as integration testing. The components that are the outputs of low-level design have to be tested independently before being integrated. Thus, the testing corresponding to the low-level design phase is called as component testing. Finally, coding produces several program units. Each of these smaller program units have to be tested independently before combining them as components. This testing of the program units is called as unit testing. These are the different phases of testing. Based on these phases of testing, we are going to study the next model. The next model is the V model, and this V model is important for 5 marks in your exam. Let's study the V model. The V model splits testing into 2 parts, that is design and execution. The test design is done early while test execution is done in the end. There are different types of tests for each phase of the life cycle. Even though the execution of the tests cannot be done till the product is built, the design of tests can be carried out much earlier. Different types of tests are acceptance testing, system testing, integration testing, component testing, and unit testing. The V model presents advantages for verification and validation. As shown in this diagram, for each type of test, we move the design of tests upstream along with the actual activities and retain the test execution downstream after the product is built, that is when the product is ready. Now we will see the benefits of V model. The first benefit is we achieve more parallelism and reduce the end of cycle time taken for testing. They are going to reduce the end of cycle time taken for the testing. The second benefit is by designing tests for each activity upfront, we are building in better upfront validation, thus again reducing last minute surprises. Third benefit is tests that are designed by people with appropriate skill sets. This is about V model. Now we will see the next one, that is modified V model. This modified V model is the next version of the V model. The modified V model recognizes that different parts of a product are in different stages of evolution. Each part enters the appropriate testing phase, that is such as unit testing, component testing, acceptance testing, system testing, and so on, when the appropriate entry criteria are met. In this diagram, notice that different phases of testing are done in parallel. While starting a phase of testing, it is important to look at whether the product is ready for testing, determined by a set of entry criteria. The testing phases are also associated with a set of exit criteria to complete the test activities for each phase. They are determined by exit criteria. The entry and exit criteria for each of the phases ensure that right quality of product delivered for starting the test and right amount of testing is completed for the rest. The longest phase determines the release date of a product. In the modified V model, the entry and exit criteria are very important. The entry and exit criteria for each of the phases ensure that right quality of product delivered for starting of the test and right amount of testing is completed for the release of the product. The longest phase determines the release date of the product. This is about the modified V model and it is important for 5 marks. Now we will see the definition of test case. What is meant by test case? A test case is a document which has a set of conditions or variables under which a tester will determine whether a system under test satisfies requirements or works correctly. It is important for 2 marks. Test case definition is important for 2 marks. I will repeat. A test case is a document which has a set of conditions or variables under which a tester will determine whether a system under test satisfy the requirements or works correctly. In the next class, we will discuss the white box testing. Thank you.